DOE Superintendent Jon Fernandez is headed to D.C. to discuss DOE's progress with getting off of high-risk grantee status. And while there, the superintendent says he will ask for an increase in reimbursement for food services. One of Fernandez's goals since he took the role as superintendent was to take GDOE off of high risk and eventually get rid of the third-party fiduciary agent. He says over the past year there have been a lot of improvements made to the department's financial management system, such as receiving 2 clean audits. In fact, he's confident enough to present their progress so far to the U.S. Department of Education Risk Management Services in D.C. Fernandez says they have a transition plan to present to them.
It's not going to happen all at once, this removal of high risk. What we're trying to do is gradually, reduce the scope of the high risk status, reduce the scope of the fiduciary's responsibility, and we have a plan that I think will get us there. So I'm very proud of where we are. USAID is going to have a chance to give us some input. They'll come in July and we'll do an assessment of whether that progress is being validated on the ground, and then we'll go from there.
And after meeting with officials in D.C., Fernandez says he will also visit the U.S. Department of Administration to follow up on his request for higher reimbursement rates for food services. He says GDOE sent a request back in April and was asked to provide more data. Since then, Fernandez says he worked with the University of Guam to come up with a cost study that he will be bringing with him for U.S. DOE to review.
We currently see a rate that's closer to what the 48 contiguous states receive, but we know that transportation costs are more expensive, we know that food costs vary, and we'd like to be considered for a higher reimbursement rate, such as that which is enjoyed by Hawaii and Alaska because of their distance from their supply and distribution channels.
Fernandez says a higher reimbursement rate would mean DOE would be better able to support food services for students. Meanwhile, Fernandez says DOE is still negotiating with the selected vendor that will be in charge of food services starting this coming school year.